My name is David Hoffos. I'm from Lethbridge, Alberta. Yeah, the nature of my work, well, the piece that I have in Kafka doesn't really necessarily reflect it's not my typical work. Now my usual way of working is, the space is fairly typical. I create a darkened environment with stages and elements of illusion, usually making some sort of three-dimensional illusions that don't require any special glasses or viewing apparatus. So I'm using low technology, 19th century technology mixed with equipment right out of the box to try to create a kind of almost like a futuristic sort of vision of a three-dimensional world, let's say. Creating a three-dimensional kind of panoramic landscape like this was something I'd wanted to try, so Kafka seemed like a good time to try an experiment like that. Almost all of my work before this point imagines nocturnal environments with nervously pacing figures and anxious characters that inhabit this kind of magical nighttime realm of dreams, of the unconscious, of mystery, of anxiety, let's say. So this piece, it's a very contemplative, sort of meditative garden environment that we might recognize. Well, I have been called an illusionist. I mean, there have been essays written about me that always refer to me as an illusionist. I wouldn't put myself in the same category as like a stage magician or in that kind of world of illusion, like a Chris Angel or David Blaine or something, where the techniques and the behind the scenes is always hidden from the viewer. I like to allow the viewer a little bit of a peek behind the scenes or a little bit of knowledge of how the work goes together. In my very first investigations of creating environments that use illusion, I started to look for certain things. Like if I create a phantom figure in the corner of a dark gallery, and it seems to be part of the gallery space, a viewer might walk in, and this happened with the early pieces where I did this. A viewer would walk in, acknowledge sort of the person in the corner, maybe wait for them to leave, and then kind of go around and see the rest of the work. So having not encountered the illusion as illusion, I started to see that that is a failure of illusion in a way. So if making something too convincing doesn't allow the viewer into that process of enjoyment, discernment, whatever you want to call it, of that kind of ambivalent enjoyment of being able to discern the effect but also to enjoy the effect. I want the viewer to respond to the kind of cobbled together aspect of the way these effects work, and that something can seem sophisticated and very convincing but be done in a very kind of simple and rough way. And when the viewer gets on that side of the conspiracy of the illusion, I think there's a chance for more enjoyment, there's a chance for more understanding about what illusion is, how easy it is to be fooled, how shocking it is to be fooled. And these are sensations that I guess I tried to evoke in the viewer, the sense of chagrin or shock or delight, amusement, amazement. Those are kind of catchwords for me when I'm thinking about doing a piece. I mean, I try not to make any boring art for sure.